Coming up in this episode of the new Haverlock Hunters.
We found the murder weapon. It was up in box 7 where the joy lights were out.
We also found the murder weapon. It has big leech juice on it, and it was in his bag.
I found an extra glove, along with some kernels and various debris, since we're all sharing.
Can we lock down the theatre? And somebody needs to check out these boxes and the catwalks.
It will be so sad when your youth eventually leaves you.
That's never gonna happen, babe. I've been young my whole life. What are you doing? What are you doing? This was a famous client, and I have a famous signature on it, and you're getting all the glue out of there. You're going to cause an infection. Get your froggy fingers away from the corpse.
There's no way you're gonna get an infection.
He's not dead. He's still breathing.
Oh, well, shit.
Old man, I must say, that display of vigor makes me hate you slightly less.
If any reason why he might be shot. But again, so I want you to know when we
you
might
want to ask about getting shot? Well, he's not going to want to talk about that. He just got shot. I keep a skeleton key of every room, of course, and he opens the door to the penthouse.
You have a skeleton key of every room, love child.
Of course I do in here. Why do you think I don't want you going in my room?
Oh, you're quite surprising. What is in your room, love child?
You're not going in my room.
But you're the surgeon. You have all the things. I don't understand why. Yeah, you have the stuff.
I'm not letting you in my
You
room.
Make a note of this.
What room are you in?
Don't worry, I will speak to her on a level she will understand. You're alienating your customer base by tormenting a depressed person.
Oh, this is true.
No, Fry Winter, I'm sure it's all going to be handled. The night isn't ruined, and they still want to be hunters after all of this, I assure you. We've had a great night. Just because you got too strung out doesn't mean people hate you now.
What is this? I'm invested. This is a dead end. Marijuana, they're not worth our time. They're practically fodder for the glue machine at this point.
Do you know,
I
this is
think you're-
actually, as members of law enforcement, not entirely above board.
All right, well, Chadwick, let us at least go through his coat. Let's see what's in his pockets.
The only grudge DDL has is with himself, a battle with depression, which I hope he loses, to be frank. I hate the man.
Well, now that the joy lights are out in his box, perhaps he will succumb sooner rather than later.
Is that why the joy lights were out on box 7? I wondered, but I wasn't sure. Oh, that's so funny. I will make fun of him for it, and hopefully that'll get him to that final step next time.
From my perspective, this is an open and shut case. They were trying to kill, no offense, Egbert, but the marijuana, they missed. And do you really think the hunters should be beginning with investigating the death of a marijuana?
But also, since this leech juice works on humane to not make them bleed, perhaps it was a warning shot. It's not meant for murder.
Okay. I think you've got a little growing up to do.
What were they warning about?
I don't know. I don't know what he does. I don't know what he's about.
And now, for our feature presentation. Three centuries ago. Dark days for the people of the old kingship. In those days, the roads were stalked by dogmen, the nights were ruled by vampire, and the woods belonged to the fey things on the hunt for lost children. Meanwhile, the kings of Old Haverlock waged war with their neighbors, seeking vainglory, and abandoning their people to fear and suffering. Of course, that was all before the flintlock, before blood thaumaturgy, and before the hunters. The first hunters came from an unlikely handful of fishing villages. Their tactics were crude, but with each generation their craft was perfected. Within 100 years, hunters would drive the dogmen south, tame the vampire, and convince the fey things to leave our world. With their success, the fishing villages flourished, and had turned into a small city. But all was not well, for while the commoners rejoiced, High King Gors grew jealous. From his seat of power in Old Haverlock, Gors declared war on the city. He boasted that he would meet the hunters in the field and destroy them. But the hunters did not meet the High King in the field. Instead, they met him in his bedchamber, where they put a bullet in him. The line of Old Haverlock was dead. The city was free. And so, to fit its newfound place of prominence, the city took on a new name. New Haverlock. Since then, New Haverlock has ascended to the forefront of trade and heavy industry, but wealthy as it has become, New Haverlock is in peril, and it is the hunters alone who can save the city. Let's hope they don't fuck it up.
Welcome to New Haverlock. Welcome to New Haverlock, a tabletop role-playing game where 5 unqualified misfits attempt to solve mysteries in a 1900s post-fantasy city. Thank you for watching. We've had some technical difficulties, so it's a little bit of a bumpy start, but I feel amped and ready after spilling liquid on my computer while trying to figure out how to fix the microphones.
Yes.
I think we're here and we're ready to go. Let's get in there.
All right, let's do it. Hi, everyone. I'm Lily, and I'm going to be playing Valencia Annalise Montparnasse.
And I'm Bryce. I will be playing Professor Archibald.
I'm Magnus, playing Alexander Barnabas Cummins, a very professional police person.
My name is Alec, and I will be playing Horsemaster, youngster, newborn.
I'm Kay, I'm playing Egbert.
And I'm Peter, and I'm the DM. So I do.
The dude.
I talk too much, and I play all the NPCs. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in. If you were here for last week's episode, you would have seen all of the New Haverlock Hunters meet one another in the Last Resort Hotel, Casino, Resort, most specifically the King's Inn inside the Last Resort, which is a bit of a ironic name for a inn that celebrates the brief occupation that the High King had of the city before New Haverlock earned its independence. We are now still in the Last Resort in box number 5, having just watched Professor Pisswood's most prestigious event, a boxing match featuring Maxwelt Bodyblow, the beloved bruiser of Brookside, against the dreaded foreigner Florenzio. It was a beautiful bout. Everyone had a good time except Egbert, who thought it was way too fake.
Way too fake.
And, then over here we had Lieutenant Captain Cummins, who understood this but can have fun anyway.
Professional appreciation, man.
Yeah. There was lots of, antics and bits, and no one got into it more than Archie over here and Chadwick.
When you get old, the line blurs between what is real and what is fake.
So we now find ourselves at the end of that match where, after a stunning 4-round bout, a bolt was fired from somewhere in the theater and impacted Maxwelt Bodyblow in the back. Now, Horsemaster Youngster Newborn's good friend, Dr. Baby Lovechild, was on site and started to perform surgery, narrating it into the microphone that Professor Pisswood was using to narrate previously. And then Lieutenant Captain Cummins quickly observed where the bolt might have come from, either box 6 through 9 or the catwalks above.
Nice.
What else was happening? We had Valencia over here, who was high on cocainum and...
Oh, yes, of course. Well, I stole a fistful of cocainum from the inebriated Frywinter and then had a just lovely time watching my hunk of man, Chadwick, fight Egbert and lose, which was unfortunate. But there was also a lot of blood on the stage, which was very concerning. And...
Yeah, you cracked the wood of the chair you were in,
Yes.
trying to maintain composure.
Yes, because it was very upsetting to my fragile, ladylike constitution, of course.
Yeah.
No
that's
other
exactly, That's exactly why. Archie, you were being held over the balcony by Chadwick so you could get a closer
I
look.
was. Yes.
And it was when you realized
Well,
this
I
is
still
real.
couldn't really see anything. I had to use my spyglass the whole time, but I did notice that the man fell and it didn't look like an act.
Anyone else have any observations about what they did before we go in? Is anything I
He
missed?
died! It's cool! It's a mystery!
I think the young one is very traumatized.
No.
All right.
There is
I
no
like
such
it.
thing as trauma.
Hot take.
Okay.
Care to elaborate?
No. All right, so we are now find ourselves in box 5. Moments after this happened, Lieutenant Captain Cummins, you notice that the bolt had come from box 6 through 9, or the catwalk. Captain Baker, who has been, who's standing here as protection for New Haverlock Round and some of the VIPs, steps forward.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Captain?
Can we lock down the theater? And somebody needs to check out these boxes and the catwalks.
All right. I'll check out the catwalk if you'll make your way. I'll issue some orders to try to lock down the theater if I can.
Okay. So, who's up for the boxes? And somebody else needs to check down the stage.
Yes, I believe Chadwick and I shall avoid the stage, for I am offended by the sight of blood. So yes, we will be coming with you.
Okay.
I'd prefer to avoid the stairs. It took me long enough to get up here. I would like to go to the boxes, but it seems like we've had enough volunteers for those.
Yeah.
Yes, Ancient Man. I think Egbert and I will go play with the blood downstairs.
You sure you'll be all right with all those stairs,
this
4 legs? It seems like
mysterious
very
crime.
easy
The
to be
two of us.
tripping going up and down stairs when you have so many legs to control.
Only one of us is tripping, Grandad. 'Tis you.
Well,
So what you're saying is you can have our back while we go through the boxes and make sure nobody walks away while we do so.
Will your frail, aged body be able to keep up with us? Is what I am concerned about.
You don't need to worry about that. Many people have told me that my endurance is
You just
surprisingly
said you had trouble
long.
getting up a
Yes,
set of
well,
stairs.
sometimes
My good sir.
endurance can be on or off like a faucet.
Sometimes when things
Depends on
take a
the
long
size,
time,
does
it's
it?
not endurance.
Mary steps forward and goes, Sir, I'll go check on the body with Horsemaster and Egbert,
Yes,
was it?
we will check out the body.
Very, very good, sir. Shall we go? And she starts briskly
Thanks,
making her way toward the
Yeah.
door.
Thanks, Corporal McIntyre.
It's Lieutenant, sir.
That's it.
I recently got a promotion thanks to you, but I
My
understand.
apologies.
It's all right. It's all right.
Old habits.
Of course, of course. And she makes for the door and holds it open for both of you.
I follow.
Yes, it is
And I
just
get ahead
the two
of
of
her,
us.
'cause I'm very excited.
Okay, do you know the way down to the stage?
No, but I
Okay.
will find it. Don't you worry.
Excellent.
It's
Do you
part of the mystery.
do you 3 plus Chadwick also make your way out?
Yes.
So by the time you get out, you already see that the hallway is pretty crowded with people, or rather, it's starting to become pretty crowded with people, specifically people getting out of the boxes. The layout of the theater is basically such that you've got a row here that are all boxes, going from box 1 all the way up to box 9. You're in the center at box 5. The main access to the general seats is a floor below you. But people are now vacating the boxes, some in a state of confusion, some in a state of annoyance. In the far distance, you see somebody who stepped out earlier, a tall man who you recognize as Alabaster, the man who stepped in. He's already halfway down the exits.
Yeah. He was in box 1, right?
Correct.
As he said himself, the most prestigious box.
Yes, exactly. So to make your way down to the stairs to the first level, to presumably get to the stage, is just to your left. You'll have to go right to get to the other boxes.
So can we block the people from the other boxes the boxes to the right of us from leaving? Right
There's
now?
3 sets of stairs. There's 2 on either end of the hallway, and then there's the primary stairs down. Unless you want all 3 of you to block the stairways, that could be
No, that's the thing,
difficult.
so we don't need the stairway behind us. We just need to cover off the main stairway and the one in front, right?
Okay, yeah. So how do you want to do it? You're
Well-
standing out in the hallway.
My lady, could you get Chadwick to help us out, making sure the suspects in the boxes don't leave too early?
Certainly. How many people are streaming out of these boxes? Is it enough people that we can actually physically?
I mean, it might
kind
be
of
difficult.
contain people.
Some people are faster than others. As you're talking, some people are already on their way down the stairs.
Yeah.
But most people are just milling about. The boxes had a maximum occupancy of about 10. They weren't all full. So it's at the end of the day, you're looking at maybe 20, 30 people in the hallway at this moment, with some of them already down the stairs. But it already doesn't seem totally contained unless Baker was able to contain it because Baker left a bit before.
Yes, yes. So is our plan then to interrogate all the people in this hallway, or
Yes, we could try. Initially, at least.
Do you
So-
think that it
Then-
would be worth asking the ones opposite?
People, 1 second. Could people on the boxes from 1 to 5 please stay behind a little? You might be important witnesses to this great event.
Okay, give me a charm times 2. Take a +2 on that. Everybody, the moment you started saying people looked offended that you, a person in a uniform, was talking to them in this manner. But the moment you brought up that they might be important witnesses, there was a look between them of like, oh, this is exciting. Actually, it's not offensive in the least. So let me see what you got for that.
This reminds me of the kinds of parties we'd have at the college. People would
Four hits.
pretend to
Okay,
be
yeah.
the murderer, and one person might get murdered, and then everyone has to solve it by the end of the eve.
Sirs and madams who are down the stairs, could you please hold a second as well?
Chadwick? Chadwick, help the cop here, please.
The people in box 1 to 5, they stop and they look at each other, and then one lady goes, "Ooh, can we stay in the boxes and sit there? Is that fine, or do you want us in the hall?"
Absolutely fine, my lady. As long as it's actually even better, we can then discuss your tragic experience in private.
She turns to her friend, and they laugh a little bit, and then they go back inside eagerly. You do see Alabaster stopped a second to look at you out of the corner of your eye, and then gives like a little small salute, and then continues to leave. Otherwise, it seems everybody complied with what you said.
I give Mr. Alabaster a nod.
Okay.
Because he is a fellow professional. Again, if he's a suspect, we know where he is, he knows who he is, and it'll be a whole other can of worms.
That makes sense. So Mary turns to both of you and says, "I think I know the way to the stage. If you'll follow me," and starts heading down the main staircase.
I get ahead of her with my magnifying.
Now, Egbert, slow down, son.
No! There's a mystery afoot, and I will be here to solve it.
All right.
Egbert, don't forget the mystery waits for you now.
I would love.
I'm getting there. I'm getting to the mystery.
I would love a talent times 2 roll for both of you. I need that at a -2 for you, Horsemaster. And just hold your numbers because we'll be coming back to you in a little bit.
Oh my god.
Ask how this is rolled. So talent times 2 for me is 2.
Okay.
So -2 becomes 0.
0 dice. That's correct.
Okay, great.
So you can roll nothing unless you add pride to your roll.
There is no option for 0.
So, on the other
At least
side.
you can't critically fail that roll.
So on the other side, you were starting to talk to box 6 through 9. Chadwick stands next to you and sort of like flexes a little bit as you chat. What did you want to say to boxes 6 through 9?
Yeah, sorry. Isn't it 1 to 5?
Oh, you told 1 to 5 to stand still, but I think for a second there, did you?
Well, the
we
word
want
suspect.
to
The
ask-
suspect. It
I-
came from 6 to 9.
Right, so we
Oh.
want to ask 1 through 5 what they saw because it was opposite
yeah,
of the
yeah.
boxes.
Yeah.
We could pinpoint which box it
point.
could come from.
Good point.
Yes, sometimes this mind,
escaped me. So,
the synapses are firing.
we'll just... So, did anybody see the shot?
You see from 6 to 9.
Yeah.
Give me another talent. Give me another charm times 2.
I am quite charming. If it would be better for me to ask the questions.
So, what was it?
Charm times 2.
1
I
hit.
think that would be.
I saw the shot. He got shot in the back. I saw it. He's on stage. He got shot in the back. I saw the shot in him. Somebody says, "Well, I saw the shot too." I saw the shot. It was right in the back. He got shot in the back.
So, you all focus on the stage then?
They're
Ladies
all
and gentlemen?
very observant.
They all got. What was that?
You... What was that?
Oh, I said they're all very observant.
Right.
Now, fine, folks. Did anybody happen to see from whence the shot came?
Oh, you should have been more specific. Can I get a charm times 2? That's a good roll.
I would have asked the
God,
same.
No hits on
God
8
damn
rolls. So as you're saying, your the high like gets you a little bit,
Yeah.
and you cough up a little blood like on yourself.
Yeah.
Like you should have been more specific, and then you do that, and they all kind of are quiet.
Miss, are you all
Can
right?
we?
Are you okay?
Please maintain a distance. I can smell your elderly stench, and it is quite offensive to
maybe
me.
it's my turn to ask the people.
People are starting to mill about. Some of them are starting to head down the stairs at this point as you stand there. Well, telling us what to do and then burping up on themselves.
No, I shake my stick at them. I say, now wait. I want to know if any of you saw where the shot came from. Was it from that box or the one over there?
Okay, can I get a charm ×2? I would have given you a negative, but they do seem to like specificity, this crowd.
And might I add, there is a reward for any information that leads to the discovery of
I got
the
3 hits.
proprietor
3
of
hits
this
on
crime.
4 dice.
Yes,
Wow.
I did. I did
Wow.
quite well with my shaking of my stick. I think that it
Between the reward
mesmerized
and
them.
the specificity, the crowd turns a little bit, and they like one of the people says, "I mean, I saw the shot, but I don't know. There was no one in the box next to me." So maybe it came from there. I don't know. Maybe a ghost shot him. And somebody else said, yes, a ghost shot him. That's
No. It would have come from one of these 3. It's either 6, 7, these 4. 6 or 7 or 8 or 9. That one. It came from one of those.
Alls I know is that I was in shot box 9 with my husband, and my husband didn't shoot him, and neither did I. And if I shot someone, it would have been that foreigner bloke, not Maxwelt, my dear. Somebody else then says, I was in 8 with my wife and my 2 kids who are sleeping there, and I don't want to disturb them, but I'm going home. Then someone else says, and I was in box 6 with my 2 boyfriends, and they're still in there because I don't like either of them anymore. And it goes on like this. But
We only asked the ones from box 1 through 5 to stay and talk. Here we have responses from everybody.
Still useful.
Curious.
they're
Very
all
curious.
But they all, most of them are starting to mill out. Most of them are starting to leave. Can I get a talent plus genius from all 3 of you?
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
I
we
think
do.
that we can do.
Yeah, do any of them have a bag or something big enough to hold a crossbow?
Can I get that? Give me a +2 on that, Magnus.
I could-
Yes, would there be any other telltale signs of recent use of a crossbow?
I hear you can smell it in the air.
1 hit.
Like
Okay.
gunpowder?
No, from your observations, there's lots of people carrying bags and suitcases and the like, but nothing big enough to hold a crossbow. And at this point, boxes 6 from 9, they're all leaving. They're all like, at this point, they're all heading out, feeling like rude and accosted, or off to go find new boyfriends, what have you.
Maybe it happened in the catwalk.
Have we seen hide nor hair of the captain?
The captain already made their way off. By the time you got out of the room, the captain wasn't there.
Yeah, but
So no, at this point, no, you haven't seen the captain. So what do you want to do now?
so we now go through the boxes which are the suspects,
Yeah, so how are you going to do it? You're going to go through the boxes
one by one.
one by one? Okay, cool. So,
My lady, do you want to lead the interrogation charge? You seem to be confident about your...
Yes. I think
your
that
persuasive
would.
powers?
I think that would be best. The 2 of you, forgive me, but your demeanor
Talking to
is
those
not.
people
I mean,
made
not
me
so
tired.
good.
They're
They
not
are-
young and full of energy. It just
Babe.
saps it from you.
babe, what should I do?
Chadwick, you come. Your presence will help to elicit the truth from them, for you are a perfect combination of charm and intimidation, which is exactly what we need. So,
Excellent.
stand by my side. Perhaps flex your arms. Show them.
I've been flexing this whole time, babe.
Oh, I can tell. And
But
it
if you
looks
want me to go extra hard,
fantastic.
I
Yes,
can do it.
as much as you can.
Okay. All right, I can only do this for 5 minutes, so let's go as fast as we can.
Oh, Chadwick. It will be so sad when your youth eventually leaves you.
That's never going to happen, babe. I've been young
It's
my
not
whole life.
that bad.
All right, so you go through the doors one at a time. So 6 through 9, one at a time. So in 6, you just do find you open the door and 2 gentlemen turn around and they look at you. Sarah? No, you're not Sarah. She's our girlfriend. Both of them say at the same time. And that's you want to explore, or do you just leave the boys?
Well,
Yes, we can certainly seek some information from these boyfriends.
Okay. Do you want to all stay and interrogate?
well,
Would it make more sense to? well,
I
guess
want
not,
to
maybe.
keep going.
Keep going. We
Okay.
can keep going.
Do you want to stay and talk to them?
I say you keep talking.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
I will talk to the boyfriends.
Okay. All right.
All right. Hello, boyfriends. As you may have seen, a bloody, awful thing took place on the stage, and we have deduced that the arrow came from this direction. Might you have seen anything? And might I say, any information that is helpful will be accompanied with a reward.
Oh, bloody awful thing. Yeah, there's a bloody awful thing. Arnold's getting more attention from Sarah than I am. Talk about a bloody arrow. Cupid's arrow stuck him right in the heart and her in the heart for him. I've been over here barely making out with anyone the whole time. Arnold says, now, it's the teeth whitening that I got. My teeth are minty fresh. Who wouldn't want to make out with these teeth? She was practically licking them the entire time. Well, I can't afford the teeth.
All right,
And I can't.
boyfriend number one. You seem,
Yes?
you are struggling to feel attractive, and I can see why. Your teeth are not so white, but I may have something that can help you here. I have some of my magnetized syrup here. Only 50 coins a bottle, and what it does is it collects all the iron in your blood and makes your veins very plump, very veinous. You will be extremely attractive to all the women around. And the
Sarah
men.
does like big veins.
Yes.
I've noticed it before.
Yes.
And my veins have been small lately, I think as a sign of age. I thought I'd be young forever. Unfortunately.
It is unfortunate that your youth does eventually
Not that
leave.
bad.
I'll take it.
You'll
I'll
take
take it.
Fantastic.
And then
now.
Arnold goes, well, I'll take some too. And he
Oh,
goes,
yes.
no. She doesn't have enough for both of us. She doesn't have enough for both of us.
Okay,
I'm
well,
the one that needs it.
If you want to buy my stock out, I have 3 bottles with me. You'll have to take all 3, otherwise
Well,
I
I'll
will
take
have
2
to
and then
sell
he'll
one.
take 1.
Okay, that's
All right, and then in the process, you-
yeah. All right, so
All
I'm
right.
selling.
And now you make your way to box 7. You notice that the box is locked as you try to open it.
I wanted to keep going because it was going to take me a while to get to box 7.
As you thump. Wait, what was that, Archie?
It was going to take me a while to get to box 7. That's why I didn't want to stay and talk to those boyfriends.
Oh, that makes sense. But now you're here, slowly catching up as you see Lieutenant Captain
the
Cummins
door
banging on the
seems to
door.
be locked.
So the door actually does budge a little bit. It seems to be blocked from something on the other side.
Oh dear.
Sir? Madam?
You hear nothing on the other side.
Am I with them, or am I still selling to the boyfriends?
You're collecting the coins. There was a lot of coins.
Yeah.
What do you want to do, Lieutenant Captain?
So, what is there a gap under the door?
Not much of one, but there's a little bit.
Yeah. Can I see?
Oh, if you duck down?
Yeah.
Okay, give me another talent plus genius. This one at -2 from the bad angle.
2 hits. Or 3 dice.
3 hits.
2
Yeah.
hits. 2 hits.
2 hits. Okay. Yeah, you can see that it looks like just some kind of. It looks like a chair or something has been knocked over in front of the door.
Maybe we can use my cane and push it under the door and push the chair to the side.
Okay. Give me a talent ×2.
Me?
Yeah.
I don't have any talent.
Okay. You hand it over.
All right, so
Where's your big-
at this
where's the big man?
at this point, yes, Chadwick and I
They're both on
are-
their hands and knees, looking and pointing at stuff underneath the
we
door.
walk up and
Well, I can put it under there, but I simply don't have the
Okay,
strength to
I would
move
like to
it
take
once
this
it's
moment
there.
to I would like to take this moment to go up behind Archie very quietly and scream into his ear.
Okay, give me talent ×2. Archie, can I get a talent plus genius to perceive this? Take a -2 to that talent plus genius, Archie, because you are distracted by
Yes,
looking under the door.
my ears are also very old. Okay. I got no hits.
Okay, you got no hits.
I got 3 hits.
You got 3 hits. Okay. Yeah. So, tell me what happens.
Oh, yes, of course. So, with Chadwick walking in front of me to block me, I sort of hide behind his massive form, really quite broad-chested, that one. So, I walk up, very, very light of foot. I can be very graceful. And Archibald here, terrible hearing, doesn't even see me coming. So I just lean over him. He might feel a wisp of my hair before I
feel
open
a
my mouth
wisp.
wider than you would think is possible, and the shriek that comes out is bat-like, let us say.
So, Archie, can I get a vigor ×2 roll to resist damage?
What?
Gonna do
I've got 1 hit.
Okay, I want you to take 2
No,
morale damage.
I don't want
as the
that.
shriek hits you in the ear. I think combined with the headache you had from turning water into wine
Why
earlier,
does
that gives you a
everything
-1
hurt?
to all dice rolls for the
I don't
remainder
want this.
of the session. How do you react to the scream, Archie?
Well, do I hear it?
Yeah, it's a
What?
scream right here.
It's more of an experience, I would say.
You know, you tell me, how much do you hear it? It does 2 damage to you, but whether your mind picks it up in the physicality of
I
it.
think I could sense. I felt a wisp, so I think that I noticed some things. Someone's trying to get my attention, and that hurts enough.
Yeah, it goes limp a little bit, and then I guess turns and looks at you and says,
What?
so that you see them still bent over the door, but now both of them are looking at you.
Yes, gentlemen. So what appears to be the problem? Are we not checking out box 7?
Well, looks like the chair is blocking the door.
Oh,
It's either intentionally or unintentionally blocked it.
Sounds suspicious. Chadwick, please put that gorgeous body to use.
Give me Chadwick Vigor times 2.
Okay. Oh, hell yeah.
Give me a Chad
Might
check.
you want to use my
Chat check.
cane?
5 hits.
5 hits. Okay, yeah, just
The door explodes.
Chadwick still pounds the door, and the door flies open, comes off the hinges a little bit, and then you see a empty box. The joy lights have not been put on in the corners. It's dark inside. The chair that was in front of the table goes flying across the room against the wall. Can I get a talent plus genius check from everybody in this room? This is just a general perception check test for box 7.
1 hit.
2 hits.
1 hit.
Okay, upon exploring the room and looking around, you perceive a couple of things right away. Immediately, what grabs your attention is laying across the front row of seats, which just a couple of steps into the room you perceive, is a big crossbow. The crossbow, bears some marks of construction, which is more obvious from a box nearby that has like a piece of paper on it that says like instructions for constructing a crossbow.
Like an IKEA crossbow?
Yeah, basically.
Okay,
yeah.
nice.
Brand.
It's one of these new kind of like corporate ideas in New Haverlock of letting people put things together themselves. It seems
Saves on
beneath
labor.
you. It does save on labor though, yeah. It's and some people think it's fun. So I guess, joke's on them. The other thing that you find
Assembling is a mystery.
Imagine we'd all rolled zeros and didn't see the huge crossbow.
It would be a shame, but I wouldn't put
really
it past
hard
myself.
not to give it to you.
Yeah.
So then the other thing that you see nearby is next to the assembly kit, one of the posters from downstairs that's been torn a bit just to have a photo of Professor Pisswood visible. There's the posters for the event had Professor Pisswood, Maxwelt Bodyblow, Ferner Florenzio, and a bunch of text. It's just an image of Professor Pisswood.
Has it been defaced in any way, or is it just an image of Pisswood? Or is it just like the cut out image of Pisswood?
It's been ripped out of the thing, and it's laid next to the crossbow.
That seems like a target to me.
And then next to that, you also find a couple of spare bolts, and you notice peculiarly, who rolled the 2? Was it you, Archie?
I rolled the 2.
You notice some dots of black liquid on the floor nearby that does not to you. Well, you know what? Give me a genius times 2, because you actually know about these sorts of
Yes, I
things.
would know about these kinds of things. Genius times 2.
I mean,
you
I would
say.
normally give you a bonus,
got
but
3
this might be
hits.
outside. 3 hits. Okay, you observe that it is not some kind of you don't know what it is, but you can rule out that it's something you would have like dealt with. So I think from you, what I mean by that is
Non-elemental.
I think you would see it as something
Non-chemical.
natural, not necessarily chemical or man-made in such a way.
Is it blood?
It is not
I
blood.
wouldn't deal with that.
But it's something I think you look at it with some disdain, curl your lip, and think this looks like something in the realm of biology rather than
Yes.
metallurgy or
That doesn't
cool
seem,
chemistry.
That seems too natural for me, not the base level, but once you get the bits, the mitochondrias. It's disgusting.
Natural fluids, you say? I would like to have a look at that.
So
Yes.
as you're looking at it, you don't recognize it. I'm not even going to let you roll on it.
I do love biological fluids, though.
That does make sense, but you still don't know what it is.
Yeah. You got a file we might be able to collect that substance with.
A vial?
I have
A
a
vial.
vial.
Oh, a vial, yes.
Or a file.
Yeah, I was like a file.
Or a
yes.
file, I guess so. So you
Yes,
collect
certainly,
some liquid.
certainly. Yes, I have a ornate little number here. It's got my face etched into it. It's quite nice.
The black of the liquid, like appears behind your face, and it really brings you out even stronger.
Yeah.
It's nice.
God, I'm hot.
You see, it's at that moment that Baker comes up and knocks on the door, and the captain says, "I saw nothing upstairs. I told people to try to block the way, but I don't think it was so successful. Did you find anything in here?" She says,
Well,
and then walks
we
up.
found what we assume is the murder weapon.
All right, but no murderer, I see.
Nope. The
Pity.
door was. That's a question. How the door was blocked from the inside.
So therefore, they must have escaped over the rail or some other way, perhaps.
Potentially.
We should ask the ushers if they have a manifest of who was sitting in the box tonight.
Indeed.
She turns and looks at the chair and says, "Could be they jumped off the side. Could be they just angled the chair to block it on the way in to slow somebody down. Who knows? That's a good idea, though. I'll go and get a roster straight away." And she steps out of the room. Is there anything else you want to do in the room?
I just have a think about where a weapon like that might be bought.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a.
Would it be something that would it be where the purchase would be registered?
Yeah. Give me a genius times 2. Get a -2 for not being. Well, no, just a genius times 2.
2 hits.
I think something like this, especially constructed like this, could be bought at lots of different places. It's interesting. If the thing wasn't assembled, that would be bad because of all of the places you can buy an alley piece all through the city for illicit reasons. The fact that it's constructed, though, does mean it's a little newer, but it also means that you could buy it from all sorts of different clubs and things like that. Now, those sales would be registered, but there's dozens of them in the city.
Yes.
So it would take a lot of searching, and you would also know somebody could buy something for somebody else as well in that context. So it's not a horrible. It's a pretty bad lead, but it's not a lead.
Yeah, and again, in certain respects, it kind of reeks of amateurism. But, yeah.
Well, perhaps we should then think about whom would want to target this Pisswood.
First the question is the Pisswood picture red herring or not? Did he hit the wrong person? Or she hit the wrong person? It's a crossbow. It doesn't require strength to wield.
Sure. But it appears to me that a beloved prize fighter would have less enemies than a professor of the
frog?
academy. A frog? Yes. I don't like the frogs, I must be honest.
Yes, it seems like everyone dislikes the frogs, and
Anyway.
that could be why they're targeted. But I agree with
I love the
I
frogs,
agree with
but
the
let's
theory.
say it's the frogs.
Anyway,
That it
shall
was a
we
miss.
check with the ushers?
I agree
And
that is a good
I'll have a
idea.
last quick look over the box to see if there's anything else in there.
There's nothing else in the box that you see here with the
Yeah.
perception test you rolled before,
Yeah.
and the other boxes just have.
Yeah, and the box the crossbow came in was just like the packing box. Or is there any kind of
Yeah, these boxes are sold in, or at least this one in, like a case. Like
Yeah.
it looks more like a violin case than it does,
Yeah.
a thing shaped like a crossbow. You know?
You mean a gangster style violin case?
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, but also I'll take the note then of the dimensions of it again, so we can ask if anybody turned up with something of that bulk, and then if it needs.
Do you want to take it with you when you ask?
Actually, good point.
Okay, you'll take it with you. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll come back to
I'll wear
this.
gloves.
You'll put on a pair of gloves and you'll take. Very good. All right, we'll come back to this. What were the talent rolls you both rolled?
Well, I got no hits on 8 dice, so I'm doing great tonight.
Okay.
And I had no dice to roll.
Okay.
We're doing great here.
So, what keeps happening, Egbert, is in your insistence to stay ahead of Mary. You rush ahead of Mary, then see something you assume might be a clue, some gum on the floor or something like that, and you
Never know.
You hold up and you kind of like position yourself to stop Mary from walking in front of you. Horsemaster, on the other hand, you feel like Egbert's going too quickly. You're constantly rushing to keep up with Egbert, who is not moving most of the time. It's a lot of movement. for you, a human being with 4 legs.
Yes. Stopping and starting is difficult when only one of you can navigate.
And the entire time you're going, as you're navigating, Sister, who usually, holds onto an arm, in fact has this vial. Oh, sorry. Your other 2 legs, holding the vial of cocaine.
I was simply responding to where I know this is immediately going. The use of an item I was hoping to hold on to for a while in this campaign.
All I'm saying is that Sister is holding the vial of cocainum, and that's the reason why she keeps going so slowly. And as you try to rush ahead, buffeted forward, you hear the yelps of someone trying to grab onto the square inch of the vial that is neither the plunger nor the needle with both hands, as they can't see anything as you're trying to catch up with your new prize youngling, Egbert.
Yes, careful, Sister. Stop fumbling.
Not so fast.
Stop fumbling and quiet. Someone might hear you.
So, in the entire time it took them to wrangle box 1 through 5, talk to everybody from box 6 through 9, talk to the boyfriends and make a big sale in box 6. Get
Boyfriends
the door
are
open,
always the easiest target.
especially self-conscious boyfriends, right?
All boyfriends. I can get any boyfriend.
Well, noted. And then you get to you got to box 7. You explored everything. Talked to Baker. By the time all of that is done, Mary is finally pointing out, no, over there is the door to the stage. We need to be going to the
there
stage.
It is, the door to the stage. It says stage on it. That's how you know.
Yes, it says stage on it. I've been pointing it out for. Oh, come on, let's go. And she again tries to briskly walk past you to get to the stage.
But I'm bigger and I get through the door faster.
So yeah, you move, I guess a serpentine, checking for any other clues as you go. Can I get a talent plus genius to see what you've acquired?
Don't tell me you do genius. I don't got much of that. But I do get 3 hits.
With 3 hits, you've collected a large number of pieces of glue that have been stepped on the floor.
Excellent.
Flyers have been stepped on the floor
Yes.
with boot pieces
You
in
never
them.
know with these boots. Someone may have done it.
You found some liquid on the floor in several places.
It smells like pee, but I will wait to determine this mystery.
In all sorts of
Mr.
other
P.
things that are valuable that I'm sure you've made sure Mary knows about.
What?
That Mary, the other person walking, knows about these clues
Oh,
that you're
yes,
observing.
there's pee on the floor.
She took out her notebook and she has written down every single one of them in a
Excellent.
hope that it would have you move faster. Did it work?
No.
Right. So we're making our way onto the stage now, where to a completely empty theater, you walk into Dr. Baby Lovechild holding the mic down and saying, "And now is the point where I take the stitching and I put in the D for Lovechild, and then we have the name
Well, now
stitched
that we're
in."
here at the body, what you're supposed to do, according to Delivery Boy Detective, my favorite book series, is that you touch the body all over to make sure that it is in fact dead.
With some alarm, Lovechild recoils as you reach forward with your fingers and start touching the body extremely quickly.
It's still warm, which means this murder happened recently.
So how can I get... Give yourself an experience point for an important observation that's
For
occurred.
touching your first dead body child.
Yes.
We'll worry about that later.
How vigorously are you touching the body? Here, it's right down there if you want to do a tally. How vigorously are you touching the body?
Vigorously, you have to make sure it is in fact dead.
Give me talent plus vigor as you manhandle the body quickly.
That's a lot of dice this time around.
Well, you've got a lot of fingers.
Well, I got 4 hits!
All right, so as you're pressing the body, you observe that the stitching bulges, glue pushes out of the wound that Dr. Baby Lovechild put in, and Dr. Baby Lovechild tries to give... What are you doing? What are you doing? This was a famous client, and I have a famous signature on it, and you're getting all the glue out of there. You're going to cause an infection. Get your froggy fingers away from the corpse.
Dead. There's no way you're gonna get an infection.
He's not dead. He's still breathing.
Oh! Well, shit!
I was able to save him. I'm the greatest surgeon in the city. That's why it's worthy. I was just about to say, we need to get this man up to his hotel room. Not my hotel room. I don't want him in my hotel room. We need to get him up to
You're the
his hotel
surgeon,
room.
so you have all the stuff, so we should bring him to your room.
No.
Yes!
I'm not going...
Yes! I am a hunter and I authorize this.
So as you say that, he looks at you perplexed, and Horsemaster, you start wandering in. Mary is standing at the back, holding her face, stressed out and completely defeated, more by you touching the body than anything else, and then presenting an air of such confident authority, which she's never managed in her life, despite knowing that she's far more talented and capable than
I've
you
read
are.
a lot of books. I don't know what that means.
Very educated.
Now, Egbert, I'm with you immediately. My interest has waned in that I now know this is no longer a murder investigation, but still, the most important first step in a mystery is the gathering of clues. The most important
That's what I did. I
thing
gathered a lot of clues.
is that
I got glue
the
and I
evidence
got pee and I
stays
got...
with you. And the best way to make it stay with you is to stick to it with glue. I would like to make a swab of some kind.
I already
Okay.
got
I
the
don't.
clues.
I
They're
don't
already
have
on me.
a.
I don't need glue.
I don't
part of
have
the
a
clues are glue.
stick.
What are you going to swab?
Well, what are you doing?
I need to swab.
Are you telling me you
this-
don't have swabs on you?
No, I only have ampoules of glue.
Well, you've got sister's
possibly,
fingers.
possibly I could squirt it on. I have a different task for sister. I think.
Okay, so what do you want to do? You need to find a swab? Well, there is
I can-
there is the bolt that's been discarded across the room. The murder weapon.
That seems important. Are there any
You should touch it.
Sticks,
Yeah. If it's important, you have
truncheons,
to touch it.
bludgeons
You put your
are
fingerprints
lying
all
around?
over it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's things lying around that could serve the purpose. What's
I can roll for it, or I can
Yeah, let's get a
just
talent
put
plus-
the glue on my fingers. If
Let's
that
do
will
it. Okay, let's
satisfy
get a
you.
talent plus genius -2 from how flustered you are. I don't know what would be around
Okay,
a box of
once
contraptions
more,
like,
Peter. Talent is 1.
Okay.
Genius is 1.
Okay, so-
-2.
All right, so you
is
ask,
0.
so you look around quickly and go, well, there's only one solution to this problem, and what is it?
I'll squirt it on my right hand.
Exactly.
Now, Egbert, experience the true hunter's brain.
I don't like this. What is that? I already have
And now I
glue.
begin rubbing it along the edge of the ring.
Okay.
Maybe under the seats of the front row, and see what debris I collect upon my swab.
So you come back up almost immediately. Your hand's black and like right away, just from like the footsteps on the actual ring and stage. On the front row, you get all sorts of like popcorn kernels. Your hand gets wet for a little while. You get like a little bit of lint. A lot of lint, actually, a tremendous amount of lint, and then get some cushioning off in your
Anything
hand.
of worthwhile value? Pocket watches or gold teeth, possibly?
That's
or
what you were going for. All right, give me talent plus genius, no longer minus anything.
Well, that's no hits.
You come away with nothing of value whatsoever.
Just a dusty mitt.
Egbert, what do you think about this?
That's really gross. I already collected clues. What are you doing?
As it turns out, there were no clues to be collected.
Yes.
Mary walks forward and takes the murder weapon in a gloved hand.
Why are you wearing gloves? Supposed to get your fingerprints all over the murder weapon so people know that you didn't do it.
She takes like a step further away from you as she observes the crossbow bolt.
Hands all over it.
Do you start reaching forward and grabbing it?
Yeah.
Give me a talent plus genius roll as you reach for it. Now take a -2 on that because you're very eager to grab it and touch it and get the essence of it from your frisky fingers.
I got no hits.
You got no hits. Okay, you. All right, give me a talent plus vigor now. To seize it from her hand, she does not want you to grab it.
I will hopefully do well in this one. I got 1 hit, so I didn't do that
Let me
great.
roll a few hits. No hits. You're able to grab it out of her
boy!
hand. She wasn't actually expecting you to actually try to grab it from her hand. It's a murder weepon after all,
It
and
is
she
a
did
murder
expect
weapon,
that.
and we must look for fingerprints that are not mine.
I need
as
you-
you can see, I just touched it, so it is not me.
So the moment you turn and look at it, I need you to immediately make a pride ×2 roll as you observe something on it that shakes you to your core. I need you to take a -2 on that. Sorry if you already rolled.
I got 1 hit.
All right. I
2
don't.
dice.
You turn around and you observe a black liquid on the tip of the bolt that's somewhat like faded into the wood, absorbed into the wood. It puts a shiver through your spine to the point where you push it away from you and feel this intense urge to drop it. Anxiety and fear seep through your body as you're looking at it.
Oh boy, I don't like this one bit.
Do you drop it on the floor?
Drop it on the floor.
Okay, can I get a genius times 2 to try to understand what that feeling was?
2 hits.
2 hits. Yeah. You know what that shit is. You've read about it in all sorts of books. Both delivery boy detective books and just books about like the shelter pond and Marrowwine when you were a really little kid and you just liked books about frog things. In the delivery boy detective books, what is the name of the offensive stereotype frog character that most people feel dates the books and makes them offensive for most people to read, but you thought was funny?
Well, I like Hoppy, but nobody else likes Hoppy.
Right. So the thing was, whenever Hoppy was in a situation where Hoppy was looking like they were, like, doing well, like maybe even overshadowing Delivery Boy Detective would always
no one
take
could
out
do that,
a
though.
vial of a black liquid and threaten to sprinkle it on Hoppy. That liquid was big leech toxin. Big leeches are native to Shelter Pond. They were the original primary danger to Marrowwine from Shelter Pond back in the old days before the storks came and the Marrowwine started mass migrating out of the city.
Oh yes, everybody knows about the big leech.
Big leeches have a toxin
Nobody likes big leech.
in them that when they bite and suck on you, it actually has the effect of drawing tremendous amounts of moisture out, which is something that, of course, Marrowwine...
My hand is so dry right now, and I don't like it.
It is extremely lethal to Marrowwine specifically.
Who has lotion?
Do you drop the thing?
Yeah, of course. Now my hand's really dry. Who has... I spit in my hand.
I think you maybe still have some vial of the spit that Chadwick gave you earlier that Valencia likes. Do you remember this? Chadwick last time gave you some spit that he had put into a bottle that because Valencia likes it because your hands got dry earlier as well.
I don't, but I do now.
So Mary observes your feelings and is everything all right, Egbert?
That's leech. Leech.
What's leech?
The leech. The black, it's leech.
Mary looks at you.
Look how dry my hand is. This is crazy.
Do you know what they're talking about?
I recall the leeches from my father's factory years ago. Very plump and sticky, but hard to find these days. In the meantime, I'd like to whisper to my sister. Little sister, I have a task for you. I go to the ring. Please, crawl under the ring with your small body and see if there's anything to find, if anything has drifted through the mat. What if there are any valuables left over? Please go.
Okay, so she slinks and slithers out. Can you give me 2 dice to see how stealthy she is? I'm not going to... Well, Egbert, I'm not going to let you roll on this one. I'm going to let Mary roll, just because you're just so distracted.
There are no hits.
Okay, so Mary observes her slithering out of your coat and sees this happening and makes eye contact with you briefly and then looks away. And
Yes, hold your gaze to mine and nowhere else, Mary.
So you're saying, Horsemaster, that you understand this toxin? No one's paying attention to me, says Love Child. No one's paying attention to me. I saved this man, and we need to get him out of this dirty room into his hotel room.
Why not yours? You're the surgeon.
You're the surgeon. We have to get him to his hotel room.
Yeah, but you have the stuff to be a surgeon.
So I'll go with him to his hotel room. He's not going to my hotel room. My hotel room's full of things.
Well, baby, we need to
surgeon
wait
things.
for the medical personnel. If
I
anyone
am the medical personnel. What do you mean?
Are you going to carry him? I don't want
No,
to.
you two are going to get you strapping. You said you're what is this? A constable of some kind?
I am the lieutenant captain.
This here
It makes you the
is
help.
our leader.
Right. So
Yes.
you're the help, and you'll help
Well,
me
my
carry
hand's
this.
very dry right now, so I can't do it.
Mine are
I
very
can't
sticky.
do it either.
Together we could put our hands in hand and maybe
I don't want to have a
share
sticky
the
hand. I want
adhesive
to have a
moisture.
moisturized
Look, stop.
hand.
Mary says, what is on the bolt?
It's leech stuff. It's bad for Marrowwine. My hand's really
Bad
dry.
for Marrowwine. Bad for Marrowwine. And that's when Dr. Lovechild walks forward, looks at it, and looks up and goes, "Oh, big leak toxin. That explains it. The bolt went in and there was very little bleeding. It could actually have the effect of cauterizing Humane or Avani if hit. Marrowine, of course, it sucks them up like a prune."
Yeah,
He
look at
says-
this hand. It's like a prune. It's horrible. Please, can I? God, did you have lotion?
He picks up the bolt and like kind of points it at you, goes, "Take the body up to his room." Points it at you, the bolt with the black goo on it. Take it! Take it up! Do it!
Why?
Do it! Take it up or I'll poke you with it.
That's.
Grab
that's
his
murder.
grab
That's
his feet,
attempted murder.
Egbert.
He turns to look at a Horsemaster and says, "If the help won't help, you must threaten the help." Am I
Well,
not
first
wrong?
off,
I'm not the help,
Mr.
I'm the
Lovechild,
leader.
you must respect this young boy. He is our leader, after
Yes.
all. Egbert, please grab this unfortunately living man's legs and drag him towards the edge of the ring. I'm a bit indisposed. I can't move currently, but drag him over my direction,
Give me
and
a
I
talent
will.
plus genius now. Now that you're being talked to, and he brings attention to the fact that he is not posed.
4
In fact,
hits.
Disposed. 4 hits. You notice that there's less legs than normally on Horsemaster.
You know, there's a mystery afoot once again.
A foot mystery indeed, but
Yeah, I mean, a missing.
worry yourself with it not.
Missing a foot. You have only 2 legs now.
I think you're seeing things. In only a moment, I will be just as I always appeared. Sister,
Give me
you
a-
nearly finished.
Give me a roll of 2 dice to see if Sister came back with anything.
1 hit.
Okay. So Sister's like waiting. You see Sister waiting in the corner and is slinking, waiting to not be observed.
Join me, sister.
Okay, while
Raise-
Egbert's watching,
raise my
Sister
horse leathers.
slinks in under the coat, carrying a handful of something.
What is that?
She holds through the gap of your coat. She holds out one of the gloves, the glove of Foreigner Florenzio that had fallen under the stage, and says, "I found this.
This appears to be. We've got an extra boxing glove down here. Florenzio's glove, it seems. Thrown under the ring in the commotion, or was this hidden from us?
He got, Mary says, he got scared, and he threw his gloves off when he got scared.
Or
Egbert, look at this.
it's a glue.
Is there juice on this glove, Egbert?
I do not see juice.
Can you two manage to get the body up to his room while I go speak to Lieutenant Captain?
2 worthless tasks. I suppose there was only one clue to be found in the whole bottom of the fucking
Well, the
arena.
glue was the leech juice.
Yes, and there was only one. Great. Okay, let's grab this man.
All right, give me vigor rolls, vigor times 2 rolls from both of you. And then we'll go back up to you. You're speaking with the ushers. Where do we find the 3 of you in this moment?
I want to ask very specifically about who is in box 7. And if they have any idea what that liquid stuff is.
The box 7, no one was in box 7. Box 7's closed for repairs. The joy lights were broken one night when somebody was too depressed in there. So it's in for repairs. No one was in there.
Who knows? Who knows?
Someone was in there.
Who knows? That the box might be was for repairs.
Who knows what it was? Well, I don't know. I guess that might be Simon or Linus or me, technically, but I don't know.
When did it break?
2 nights ago.
2 nights ago.
Yes.
Okay.
And we haven't been able to have somebody in because we have so many shows and people hate looking at people fixing things.
Makes sense.
Yes.
What was last night's show?
Last night's show, well, unfortunately, the DM didn't prepare for that. What was last night's show?
What was the show 2 nights ago?
2 nights ago, it was 2 lions in a cage on stage, and everyone just got to look at them. And they kept threatening to make them fight, but that would be too expensive.
It would be too... But they all paid to be there.
The lions were paid handsomely.
All right, so Chadwick and I have been having sex in box 7, and now we come back. We sort of hung back, after everybody left to go find the ushers. So we're coming back now.
Very thorough
yeah.
clue finders, these 2.
Yes, there was no clues to be found in the box. Trust me, we were very thorough.
Okay. I have one more question for the ushers. Very thorough, I'm sure.
Take an experience point for having sex in the box on top of all the clues.
Did you get that liquid stuff on you?
Talent plus perception to see if you tell that there's liquid on Valencia's dress.
I'm not very talented.
Don't talk about liquid on dresses.
I don't know.
Liquids.
What is
on dresses.
perception? We don't have a
Talent
perception.
plus genius.
Oh, that does help.
Yeah. For your character.
I got two hits.
You notice there are streaks of black liquid on the back of Valencia's dress.
Miss, you seem to have gotten a little schmutz.
It's a black dress, so he
Oh.
wouldn't see that.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I
assumed
wouldn't
it was
see
white
that,
because
no.
that's the thing there. Okay, so you see the reflection of a
Yeah.
different kind of black on the back of the black dress.
Oh, I
Thank
just
you for correcting
assumed
me.
that it is my cataracts again.
So you say nothing. All right, Lieutenant Captain.
Yeah, sorry. Do you see anybody come in with this? I'll show the
Oh, the case.
the not violin case.
Okay, let's. All right, give me a charm times 2.
And also, did all ticketed guests turn up?
We'll have that both on the same roll.
Yeah. Actually, I'll do just. So
Better
what-
roll
Charm times
fucking
2.
well.
4 hits.
4 hits. So he turns back and he says, "Well, I can let you look at the ledger for a bit of money."
Really?
He winks at you and says, I'm asking for a bribe, you see. I'm not
Very
supposed to show anybody the ledger, but when strange folk come calling, if they pay a little money, we let them see the ledger and edit it, as they wish.
I see. Has the ledger been edited lately?
Oh, yes, frequently.
But not tonight, I suppose.
Well, I'm not at liberty to say
Now,
it for
sir,
free.
sir, here, I have something better than money. You seem to be a... You seem to be a man full of youth and vigor. However, youth and vigor are limited resources. Now, with my ionized water, a vial of this once a week will keep you young and spry for decades beyond what
Give
is
me
natural.
charm times 2 plus 2.
Nice.
For all your
Okay.
successes in the past and just having sex, boldening you and making you feel quite good.
5 hits.
He looks it over a little bit and he says, "Well,
It is
I have
normally
been
sold for 50 coin.
50 and I've been feeling quite ugly lately." "All right, you've got a deal." And he reaches out and like looking at the vial, pads the table a few times till he finds the ledger and pulls it and hands it to you.
Yeah.
Says, "It been edited tonight?" "I don't know." "Has it?" Winks at you and then hands you a pen.
I see. I look over the ledger.
So you look over, you just a cursory glance at it. The names that pop out to you are the names of people that you've already basically seen. You know, Fry Winter, Colonel Phibbs, yourself.
Yeah, but now, if I try and match the people who we blocked and saw in the boxes, are any of the people on that list not?
So there aren't like images of them, if that's what you're asking for. I think that's. Are you trying to see like if the numbers line up or something like that? Okay.
So if you got the father with the 2 kids, the girlfriend with the 2 boyfriends.
What was the other one? Do you remember?
Just a guy and his wife.
Yeah.
Okay, a guy and his wife. Wow. Okay, I was gonna give you a big minus on that. Okay, talent plus genius. Just roll it flat. I was definitely going to give you a big negative for like, how are you supposed to know? But you listed them all off like a real copper.
And wait, so does this also have the ledger from 2 nights ago?
Oh yes, we
Okay.
have the ledger from several nights ago.
Yeah. We should
'Cause-
we also want to check who was.
Yeah, I actually don't think Valencia heard this, but maybe it was broken on
Prince.
purpose that night.
The numbers, as far as you can tell, seem to match up. It's difficult for you to fully tell because you don't know all the people that are in box 1 through 5, and it's only listed as like box seats and otherwise. Like the sales that they have, the people for the boxes aren't listed specifically on this ledger, unfortunately. But the number seems to line up. I would let you, if you want to do a head count of box 1 through 5 later, I would let you cross-reference it.
Yeah, I'll do that later, I think. And the other thing is we look up who was in box 7 2 nights ago when the lights broke.
Yes, normally, as I said, the box isn't listed for specifically, but this time when you go and look, there was there was somebody. It made a special note, and it says that Desmond Day Lewis got very depressed after the lions wouldn't fight one another, and it broke the joy lights. Desmond Day Lewis has already paid for repairs. When you spot that number, you also see that Desmond Day Lewis was here tonight.
Okay. Was he a regular at the theatre? And does it line up at all with the appearances of a particular Marilyn comparing or hosting the nights?
So, no, nothing like you can't tell anything like that.
Okay.
If Mr. Day Lewis was a box ticket purchaser 2 nights ago, would he not have bought a box ticket again tonight?
Yes, that's where you see that Desmond Day Lewis bought a box ticket.
Did we interact with him?
So do you see Mr. Usher? Actually, what's your name? We haven't been introduced.
Oh, my name, it's Rick.
Rick. I see. So, Rick, do you happen to see the guy who broke the jaw lights again tonight?
Oh, DDL. Yes, of course. He's here. He's here all the time. Edits the ledger frequently, but usually to write more people that he was with.
I see. So he's a regular then?
Oh yes. Well, he's regular on both sides of the thing. He's, of course, he's the Manor Hill. He's the hillside representative for the round.
See.
Yeah. So
Big man.
and then he often, I see him come with 1 or 2 escorts, but then he writes in the ledger, edits it later, pays well to add 4 or 5 other escorts. So it looks like he was there with quite a lot of people. But as you can see, sometimes he gets rather depressed and he breaks the joy lights, but he pays for it. So, tum-de-doo, tum-de-dum.
Yep.
As they say.
Well, if this fellow is also the representative of the district, perhaps our Fry Winter would be able to give us more information on him.
Do you know which box he happened to be in tonight?
No, not off the top of my head. Usually box 7 is his books. But no, I'm not sure. Oh, but I do think he was here tonight with, what's her name? I could remember if I had a bit more money. Perhaps. Oh, my brain. Oh, what is it? Oh, I can't remember. I need something to knock it loose. Perhaps some silver.
I've got something to knock it loose with.
Okay, can I get charm plus vigor as an intimidation roll, please?
Oh dear.
How many dice is that for you?
It's only 3.
3, but it's times 2.
Oh, but it's minus. Oh, but it's times 2. Well, hold on. Now I've got to do some mental math.
Right.
We've got 6 dice, minus 2 or minus 1?
Minus 1 for the
Minus
injury, I believe, at this point.
Well, it is 4 hits.
4 hits? Okay, you're clearly, I don't know what it is about your
I'm
demeanor.
worked up. I'm tired of being jerked around. I want to find the answer to this mystery.
It's the anger in the eyes.
He steps back and goes, well, it was here with Victoria Stanwell, of course. Victoria Stanwell.
Oh.
Which, do you remember Victoria Stanwell from earlier in the evening, who came to talk to you? They're with Victoria Stanwell. I think he's trying to court her, but everyone's trying to court Victoria Stanwell. She's a widow and quite beautiful and quite powerful.
And
Yes.
quite independent.
Please don't hurt me.
Oh, I wouldn't. Not after providing such useful and insightful information.
He sighs with relief.
Answers to questions don't get punished.
So,
Old man, I must say.
Spoken like a true professor.
Old man, I must say, that display of vigor makes me hate you slightly less.
I'll take that to the bank.
With that reward, I'll let you heal 1 point of morale damage that you took earlier.
Oh, goodness.
who's been taking drinks to the boxes and so on?
Mostly me tonight, but then also, whoever's around,
Yep. So, no box service to good old DDL?
No, not more than usual. He went up and he carried a bunch of drinks with him.
Yeah.
That's what he usually does. He brings his own, calls it a sixer. He's trying to make it catch on. And he drinks it and he tries to get depressed. Or not to. I'm not sure which one it is. But you asked about the case before.
Yeah.
Yes, I do not recall seeing anybody with a case like that. It looks rather cheap for the box seats, if I'm being honest.
Anybody with a bag which would fit it?
Maybe. I don't know, though. There's a lot of people coming in and out. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, and nobody checks bags up front, right?
No. Usually people put it in their rooms if they're going to do that.
Yeah, no. Check as in checks the bags.
Oh, no. Why would we do that? If you can pay for a box seat. We check the bags downstairs, but it's mostly for tomatoes and other things that people might throw to try to get the lions to fight each other. When they're not allowed, we can't afford it.
Have you ever seen a lion fight? It really is quite spectacular.
Don't get him
They
excited
used
about
to
it. This is
do
what causes
that
the
here
problems.
at
People
this
talk about
venue.
it.
Well,
Have
that's
you
the
seen
thing
one,
is they
sir?
used to do
The
it.
blood
here.
alone.
It was quite amazing. They'd have 4 or 5 of them just going at it.
Yes, but it was called the First Resort. But it's been a long time since then. No one's even alive since it was called the First Resort.
Yes, nobody. Definitely not.
It is a shame.
So,
It is a shame.
shall we see if Mr. Frywinter is in any state to talk about dear old DDL?
Absolutely, and perhaps if he is not in the right state of mind, he will be easier to get information out.
So you're in the main hall right now, and it's as you're turning around that you see Mary stepping briskly towards you, and then behind that, the cursing, snorting sounds of Egbert and Horsemaster as they try to carry the body through. How many rolls did you both
I got 5 hits.
Okay.
4 hits.
4 hits. Okay,
So
so
we're doing great.
no, yeah, Egbert, you're pulling with the gusto of 5 hits. Horsemaster, you feel good about yourself getting 4, but you can't quite keep up with the 5 hits as Egbert
this
keeps
is-
pulling off ahead.
This is gibbling work. I don't know why we're forced to carry around this luggage.
Well,
Sir?
he's still alive.
Yes?
He's not luggage yet.
This is the bolt. Egbert here observed that it was big leech toxin on the bolt, which is particularly hazardous, in case you didn't know, to Marrowine. In
My
fact,
hand's very dry.
yes,
I
Ah.
don't like it.
merely
You hear
merely
that?
Kinda
holding
painful.
close to it.
Oh, that's on.
No
That's
one's
similar to
moisturized.
the
We found-
shine on your dress.
So we found the murder weapon. It was up in box 7 where the joy lights were out.
He also found the murder weapon. It has big leech juice on it, and it was in his back.
And somebody had left parts of the poster with Mr. What was the name of
A professor. I
Pisswood.
can recognize a
Pisswood.
professor.
Apologies.
Pisswood.
Very interesting. And I
Pisswood,
found an
Pisswood,
extra
yes.
glove
This is shaped
along with some kernels and various debris since we're all sharing.
Glue and 1 gold tooth at one point.
So, it doesn't.
This
So-
is what happens when you have a magnifying glass and not.
Did any of these
legs.
did any of these items belong either to the victim or somebody associated with, like, the suspects?
No,
It
sir,
could.
they
I
did
have
not.
a lot of shoe prints. Could very well be
Yes,
the guy.
yes.
The
He-
guy.
Egbert gathered a lot of shoe prints from the lobby, sometimes under the feet of people as they were standing on them.
Yes, I'm very thorough.
That's
Yeah.
a very good
So
job.
the shot,
Thank you.
the
And
shot
it-
came from box 7.
Well, he
Not in the
could have.
lobby.
Well, this person could have went from box 7 to the lobby.
I guess it's possible.
Egbert's a
You're
very
acting as
thorough
if
detective.
they're not sneaky, because clearly they're sneaky because we haven't found them yet.
So what do you make of all this, Lieutenant Captain?
Well, it definitely looks as if the Maryline might have been the target, as opposed to the person who was shot. Potentially.
That does
Or it could
seem
have
to
been
be.
a warning shot, since it was a humane.
I mean,
and
one thing we should probably
didn't bleed
quickly
to
check,
death.
actually, is Professor Pisswood hale and hearty, or
Oh my God! Of course. And also Florenzio. They're still on the premises, presumably. All right.
I'm new to this world of the young folks here. Who is more famous, the professor or the boxer?
Does anyone have an answer for that?
I know
unfortunately
nothing.
been out of the scene for
The
a
dead
while.
or the injured boxer or Florenzio, the other one.
The
Everyone
one who
seemed to
is
clap
shot with an arrow in my hands
For
here.
both.
Who is
They were
more well
both-
known? Who is
they
a
were
higher
both
You're
received
profile?
asking a bunch of old people too,
round
except
of
Valencia doesn't look
applause.
good.
I'm not
Well,
really-
I would say that
You seem like you've been
certainly,
around the block a bit.
I mean,
certainly this world values strength over smarts. I would say that the boxer's the more famous.
Also, it's a humane and not a marijuana.
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
he's also top of the bill as opposed to the compare.
The Professor Pisswood is.
Yeah.
Yes.
As-
What is a
as the
higher
new
regarded profession?
hunters.
One of
But he's nothing.
childish jokes or one of feats of physical strength? I
In-
certainly
in
know
any
which I
case,
would
Could
prefer.
we check if Mr. Pisswood is indeed hale and hearty?
Yes. I'll get I'll get right on it. And Mary
no time for
starts walking away. You two still have Maxwelt in your hands. Dr. Lovechild is stepping out from the door, wiping his nose and face, and goes, up the stairs. We've got to get to the 4th floor. That's where the penthouse is that Maxwelt's in. Come on, chop, chop. Horsemaster, my good buff friend, show off those muscles, and, get him up there.
When do you think we might be able to talk to the guy?
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to the doctor.
Oh.
I'm looking at the doctor.
To Lovechild?
Yeah.
Oh, Lovechild turns around and says, I'm sorry, who are you?
So, I'm Lieutenant Captain of the Hunters.
The Hunters?
Uniformed.
The Hunters? You want to talk to him? Well, he was shot, man.
Yeah.
You can't get an autograph right now, if that's what you're hunting for.
Just wanted to ask if you had thought of any reason why he might be shot. But, again, so I want to know when we
you
might
want to ask about getting shot? Well, he's not going to want to talk about that. He just got shot.
Right. But he might be pissed off at being shot and might want the person responsible, be held responsible,
Oh, you're saying that the person might come back and kill him later.
Maybe.
And so that you want to warn him that he's been shot.
Doctor, I must say,
Yes.
quite a fan of your work. That bloody show out there.
Thank you.
Very
Thank you.
riveting.
You should see the stitches. Hold up! Stop!
Oh no! I can't. I can't
Yes,
look.
yes,
I cannot look. What we are inquiring though is, did you happen to see anything that might point us to whomst shot the bolt?
Oh, no. I was much too busy just observing my instruments and testing them, licking, snorting.
Yes, well, I mean, as you should. They probably still have blood on them. They are in need of licking. Where were you when this happened?
Well, I was in the front row, observing the match, ready at any moment to step in to perform my surgical feats and give the crowd what they wanted. No one empties a theater like Dr. Baby Love Child.
Right. So you were focusing on the fight and did not see who may have shot this,
No, I
correct?
simply saw the bolt in my initiative, stuck right in. I thought, that's not supposed to be in there. I've got to rip it out, stick him full of glue, and do my magic and narrate it all for everyone.
All right. Well, I don't think this doctor will be of help in finding who has
No, I
done
don't
this.
think so.
Perhaps we shall.
It looks like the victim is in
Move
no
on?
state to talk. Anyway, so
Yeah.
should we check in with Mr. Frywinter?
Yes, I think so.
All right, as you two are taking Maxwell up to his room, so you go back up to Frywinter, to box 5, where Colonel Phibbs is rocking Frywinter, and no, Frywinter, it's I'm sure it's all going to be handled. The night isn't ruined, and they still want to be hunters after all of this, I assure you. We've had a great night. Just because you got too strung out doesn't mean people hate you now. That's just you in your head. You need to just go a little lighter, not because people are embarrassed or ashamed of you, but simply because you didn't have as much fun as you could have had. The captain is standing in there behind, arms behind her back, waiting, and you enter.
Captain, anything you turned up?
No, at this point we have secured the premises. Unfortunately, about 90% of the people have left. The only ones who managed to be detained are still waiting in boxes 1 through 5. I don't know how much longer they'll enjoy being detained, however.
Yeah, we'll have a quick chat with Mr. Frywinter,
All right.
and then we'll handle boxes 1 to 5.
Otherwise, it seems clean. Whoever did this left. My theory, they probably fired the bolt and then walked out. That's my guess.
Yep. I think we'll want to check with the doorman
Fired the bolt
later.
and then bolted.
No, we might want to interview the bouncer later, but to see if we found something which would fit that case.
We've got him. He's detained.
Yeah, I mean, again, you should know. But would you mind doing that?
Oh, going and talking to the bouncer. Go and talk to the copper. Oh, sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
should be fairly straightforward. You should be willing to help us out,
She gets up and goes.
especially somebody of your rank and prestige.
She nods at the compliment. Frywinter turns and looks at you. All goes, "Oh, you're all tending your reservation, aren't you? Resignation, aren't you?
No,
I got too drunk."
we're trying to find out who shot our potential new colleague.
I shot the knight. You don't have to pretend. Who shot the knight? You don't have to be cruel.
No, that's not what we're talking about.
We're looking for the true culprit of this piece here.
The true culprit, it's me and my bad habits. I know this. You don't have to...
we encouraged it. It was kind of cool that you did that.
You think so?
Yes.
So you're not tending your resignation?
No,
we're tending to the matter at hand, and we're trying to find out who killed the guy that was on the stage.
So you're having a good time?
Yes.
You're having a time of it.
Okay. You were right, Colonel. You were right. I shouldn't have doubted you. You were right. Everything I do is fine, and I don't need to change it all. Thank God. So what was it you wanted to talk about? I'm mostly sober at this point.
Yep.
Oh, well, certainly we should remedy that then. I, for one, think you have not been partying hard enough. Some cocainum?
Charm times 2. Right now, ask your questions as he licks his lips and moves his fingers about. What'd you get?
2 hits.
Okay, so that's 2 fingers in, 1 up each nose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
And I do some as well.
Okay, great. Chadwick, babe, come on, babe, share the wealth.
Yes, of course. And then I just sort of rub it on my lips and just...
Yeah,
really start
making out
going
again.
on it.
Colonel, I can see it this time. The making out. The mercury last time blinded me, but
see this
it's
is a
good.
pattern.
It's good. Frywinter turns, nods, turns to both of you, does a hubba hubba with the eyebrows raising,
Ooga.
and then says, the night, I guess, is going quite well. Oh, what was it you wanted to ask me?
So, what have you dealt much with dear old DDL?
DDL. Oh, don't talk to me about DDL. Always talk about what's cool and what's hip. As if Hillside ever had anything cool and hip in it. I'm from the keg. We do all the cool things in the keg. But he's so young and he thinks that because he's young, he can... Don't even talk to me about DDL. I have nothing to say about him. I have no opinions.
Well, as a fellow resident of the keg, and might I say, by far the coolest neighborhood in New Haverlock, you are doing a fine job. Do you have any reason to believe that this DDL character would have a grudge or a fight with the Professor Pisswood?
A DDL? A fight?
Yeah.
No, DDL can hardly tie his own shoes without
Or
falling
a
over
qu-
his feet.
Yes,
I don't know what that's to do with
a
fighting.
grudge, perhaps, then. A reason he would not like Professor Pisswood.
I can't think of anything. DDL, his whole thing about what's cool is being aloof and not caring much about things. So I would say a grudge. No, the only grudge DDL has is with himself. A battle with depression, which I hope he loses, to be frank. I hate the man.
Well, now that the joy lights are out in his box, perhaps he will succumb sooner rather than later.
Is that why the joy lights were out on box 7? I wondered, but I wasn't sure. Oh, that's so funny. I will make fun of him for it, and hopefully that'll get him to that final step next time.
I mean, you haven't seen DDL in any of the boxes?
DDL, I mean, I presume he was here tonight. He's here most nights.
Yeah.
It's the spot. It's the place. It's the way to be. If you knew who he was with, perhaps
Victoria.
I would know. With Victoria. Victoria's supposed to be my friend. My friend. God. Well, Victoria's box is box number 3.
Ah,
That's the box Victoria frequents. So if DDL was here with Victoria, then it was box number 3. But we're going to have words with Victoria. Victoria told me that tonight Victoria had someplace else to be. I didn't realize Victoria was here tonight.
In which case, should we hasten our way?
My night was terrible, then it was good, and now it's even worse than before. I'm going to sulk. But I'm
What's
too
in,
high.
I hope you're not too high to be upset.
I am too high to be upset, and that makes it even
Now,
worse.
do you know what might help you in the quest for youth that you seem to be fighting with DDL in?
Give me a charm times 2 as you make your sales pitch.
pitches.
Yeah.
Do you leave as the sales pitch is
Yes,
made?
Yes,
do leave
I
the
start
sales
to
pitch
walk
start
out
because
too.
I've
I've
heard
heard
far
it
too
enough.
often already.
All right, I got 4 hits on that.
Yeah,
so-
you've managed. You sell
I'm selling
the
some-
rest of everything you have to Frywinter, who says anything to make me feel better, and so DDL can't buy anything.
Okay. And I've been tracking all this money I'm making because I feel like it might. come
Okay,
in
yeah,
handy.
that's good.
So I'm gonna guess how much.
I
that
feel
was.
broke
Yeah,
as
we'll
hell.
go through the currency later and
Yeah,
make sure
yeah.
it all fixes up. So where are you two going now?
Well,
I think
let's head to
box 3.
box 3.
All right. So you
We'll briefly wait for her to finish her sales pitch.
No, I'm
It
going
takes
on.
it takes hardly any time. This
yeah.
this sad old man is my favorite kind of target.
Precisely. So, but
Then I shoot a meaningful
Yeah.
price.
I've already walked away.
Yeah, I now know your habits and your pace.
So you make your way to box 3. The door opens, but you immediately hear on the other side, "Don't come in here."
Is it a male voice or a female voice?
It is a male voice.
I rap on the door.
Stop rapping! I need to be alone.
I beatbox on the door.
Stop! I need to be alone.
Sir, well, what is the matter?
I have a lot of feelings right now. I had all these plans for the night, and the night was totally ruined. So I just need to be alone with my thoughts.
Well, this guy sounds depressed.
You're good at handling these kinds of people.
Oh, depressed people. All right. Now, sir.
You open the door and just walk in.
Yeah.
He shields himself. The light! Ugh. I'm a creature of darkness today, and you see that the joy lights have indeed exploded.
Now, as a fellow creature of darkness, might I say, this is not going to get anything done here. This way that you're acting, sulking.
What do you
What
mean
is
you're a
this over?
creature of darkness?
is
How
she
can you understand my
talking
pain?
about?
You recognize the man as the man you noted earlier that was behind Victoria, that looked at Frywinter and then moved along. It is a man with very much a lot of hair, skinny, shallow little face with cheekbones and big juicy lips. What would you know about being a creature of darkness?
Oh, now you have no idea about my experience with the darkness. However, may I be so bold and ask, is a woman the cause of this sadness here?
Well, of course. Of
Yes.
course. I just need somebody to fix me.
Oh, well, why don't you please tell me of what ails you?
Well, it started out that I really wanted to be in my box, but my box was broken because of something that wasn't my fault. And now I was here with Victoria, which was supposed to be a date, but Victoria bailed after that bolt went through Maxwell right when I thought I was going to be able to make a move. But I wasn't able to make a move, and now it's basically the worst thing that's happened to anyone ever in like the history of the world.
Absolutely the worst thing by an order of magnitude, you poor thing. Now, why don't we toast to a better future? And I guess, do I have? I have some.
You have your flask.
I have my flask. Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine.
The flask is full of poison, though. Can I, like, does he have anything to drink that I can sort of, like...
Yeah, there's you know what? He brought his sixer, and
Yeah, he brought
two
a
of them
sixer.
still have
Okay,
cups in them.
okay, so I opened two of these sixers.
So the sixer is just 6 glasses in a
Okay.
little carrying case.
Okay, perfect.
That with no tops on them
yeah,
because
so-
it's new.
Yes, so I say, I pass them both back to Chadwick along with, like, a little vial, and I say, Chadwick, please prepare these. And into the one that we're going to give to him, I insert some syrup of hemlock, which should knock him out flat.
Okay, can I get talent time 2 roll for
Yeah.
that? Can I get talent plus perception?
Am I rolling for me or Chadwick, though?
For you and then for Chadwick.
Okay. Sorry, it's talent times 2?
Talent times 2, yes.
All right, 1 hit for me, and I think Chadwick is 3, yeah.
And talent plus genius from both
And
of
2
you
hits for Chadwick.
as well. What did you get? 1 hit from 2 hits for Chadwick.
2 for Chadwick.
What
one
did you
for-
get? 2 hits, and what did you get? Archie?
Didn't roll, I'm sorry.
Oh, talent
What
plus genius. please.
talent plus genius I can do. It's the plus genius. I got 1 hit,
You observe.
and I glitched actually.
Okay, so you
God.
got 1 hit, but again, it's just your cataracts. You don't notice anything. Lieutenant Captain, you noticed the drinks being spiked. I don't know if you do anything about it, but you noticed the drinks being spiked. And you give DDL the drink.
Yeah.
He goes, okay, and
Now.
toasts,
Yes.
drinks it
Yeah.
in one big chug, drinks the whole thing, goes, and then immediately starts slouching down and passes out.
Yeah. Okay. Now, this is our suspect. Let us remove him to an area for interrogation, no?
Well, unfortunately,
He
it
seemed
does
very
sound as
sad.
if the suspect is not as suspect anymore.
Well, you told me this was the suspect, and then you said, go ahead, take care of him. I have procured you a unconscious suspect, and you are incredibly unappreciative of my work.
You are pretty unappreciative right now, to be honest.
Thank you, Chadwick.
I think
All right, well, Chadwick, let us at least go through his coat. Let's see what's in his pockets.
Right away, babe. And he goes up and he starts pulling out like coins and things and
Yes,
putting
yes,
them in his
collect all
pocket.
those
seems
things.
normal.
Do we
This seems
see
like
any
normal
sign
activity.
of any torn up posters on his bags or personal effects?
No.
Okay. So, again, and no spotting of dark liquids on any of his.
Talent plus genius, please.
Yeah, and I asked, like, any of you see any of the dark liquid? It was spilt. So
Talent
We all
plus
do
genius.
talent
You can get talent plus
In
genius
this
for
dark
everybody.
room, I simply can't see
and
anything.
it does seem to stick to everything.
Yep.
I got 1 hit.
You can't dry clean it off. What'd you
One
get?
hit.
1 hit. Nothing. You observe nothing. No black liquid. No paraphernalia that would tie to Professor Pisswood.
Okay. Well, let's say, looks like we might have it amiss. And again, apparently he spent all night up to the shop with Victoria.
Well, can we torture him a little bit at least?
Look, I'm sure you can talk to him more and make him feel what you want him to feel. at
What
a
I
later
was saying,
date.
Frywinter would be grateful if we torture him some, I think. Like, that's kind of his deal.
Oh,
want
this
to
is
torture him?
true. Shall we ingratiate ourselves with our new boss by perhaps letting Frywinter do the torturing?
Oh, yeah, babe, you're onto something
Yeah,
there.
let's bring him
there.
in here.
What do
Let's
you-
see what that
do you
rascal
think?
gets up to with
What
this.
do you two think?
Do you know,
I
this is
think you're-
actually, as members of law enforcement, not entirely above board.
I personally am enforcing no laws. I am in this for myself. Thank
Don't
you.
worry. I will speak to her on a level she will understand. You're alienating your customer base by tormenting a depressed person.
Oh, this is true. This is very true.
Archie, take an experience
But I do have his money already, though.
Yes,
Chadwick saw to that, so I do still think I came out financially on top in this
Yeah,
transaction.
do you have any morale damage?
Me?
No, yeah, I think you're actually full health,
Yeah.
aren't you? Okay, I would have healed you a morale damage for just like feeling like a moment of self-doubt, but then quickly squashing it and feeling, no, you're right all the time and
Yeah.
right now. Okay, so I think you two are at a bit of a dead end at the
Yep.
moment. Let's go up to the.
By the way, can we just quickly we'll quickly chat with everybody else in the other boxes.
Oh yeah, you'll get the number of them down. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. And we'll just go did they see anything? And presumably they didn't really see him.
Yep.
Okay.
You are love child points you to 2 wrong doors on the 4th floor before finally pointing you to the correct one.
Which is crazy, because it's like the suite and it's the big fancy one. So I don't know why this was so hard.
What's fancy to some people isn't fancy to other people. Some people think it's chic and boutique to be in the shitty room. I don't know.
God damn it, love child. I want to place this gnarly man down.
I'm doing the best I can. I'm doing the best I can. I'm
Be
doing the best I
careful,
can.
Egbert. You'll spill this man's guts out. We both know these stitches and glue aren't holding.
Now, I keep a skeleton key of every room, of course, and he opens the door to the
you
penthouse.
have a skeleton key of every room, love child.
Of course I do in here. Why do you think I don't want you going in my room?
Oh, you're quite surprising. What is in your room, love child?
You're not going in my room.
But you're the surgeon, you have all the things. I don't understand why. Yeah, you have the stuff.
I'm not letting you in my
You
room.
Make
have
a
the
note
stuff.
of
What
this,
room are you
Egbert.
in?
There's a lot of things that you
What
aren't
room are
going
you
to
in?
know in this world, and you can't
My
go in
good
every door in the
friend
world.
has an exciting treasure.
I'm not. You know what? Blah 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 blah. I don't even hear either of you speaking. The penthouse room is this big, gorgeous, wide room with several fireplaces,
Why do you
a
need them?
bar in the corner, a huge couch in the middle of the room in front
Why
of.
is it in the middle?
Because it's big and spacious. That's why.
Yeah, but like, when you want a tub?
There's so much room everywhere. There might be a tub in the other room.
Why not in the middle of the room?
Do you under?
Egbert, please, I'm tired of this laborer's work here. Let's please put this man down and...
No, tut. Let me put down a sheet. We don't want to make it
I
dirty.
put him in the tub.
You start trying to pull him toward the tub. You try to put him toward the couch.
Just put him on the floor. I don't care at
Okay,
all
we
at
put
this
him on the
point.
floor.
So between pulling him in 2 separate directions and then dropping him on the floor, the wound reopens again, and Dr. Babylov tells my stitching. It gets
Leave
bends
him,
down
leave
and starts
him.
working out again.
From my perspective, this is an open and shut case. They were
No.
trying to kill, no offense, Egbert, but the Marrowine, they missed. And do you really think the hunters should be beginning with investigating the death of a
But
Marrowine?
also, since this leech juice works on humane to not make them bleed, perhaps it was a warning shot. Not meant for murder.
Okay. I think you've got a little growing up to do,
What were they
Egbert.
What were they warning about?
I don't know. I don't know what he does. I don't know what he's about.
bad.
Well, he's a boxer.
Warning, we might
But
kill
is
you,
he
but
a
we
boxer?
didn't.
Does he not get? I don't know. Does he not do other things?
But like have hobbies?
Well, I mean, if he's a boxer, he fakes fighting, so he's kind of a liar.
Fakes fighting. That was the most brutal bout I've ever seen in my
I
life.
don't think so.
Well, as if you've been in a
Very
fight
quick,
before.
I have
I've had
been in a
enough of this.
fight.
I'd like to
I
get
have been in a
to
fight before.
sticky
Do you wanna
truncheon and
fight?
get to the streets.
I love fighting. Would you like to fight?
No, I don't want to fight. I'm high
would
as shit
no
and
more
having a great
fight.
time. What do you? Housemaster, are you out of here?
It's just I'd rather be a hunter than some sort of what is this? I'm invested. It's a dead end. Marijuana, they're not worth our time. They're practically fodder for the glue machine at this point.
So do you start wandering out of the room?
No, I'll take a seat, but 2 seats next to each other. I'm waiting for the rest of the team so I can please tell them I think we are finished here. No one can even see us. The whole point was to be high profile, sell our goods. We're in the back of some theater with no one.
I am not hearing this, but I agree with the sentiment
I
wholeheartedly.
want to get back to the street and show off the arrow. We figured it out.
Egg-
It was an accident.
Egbert, you see that there's a bathroom an accident. You see that there's a bathroom with faucets that turn on and off, including a tub that fills with water all on its own without Buster, Bobby, and Bean filling up water from the bay and then like sieving it for several days before putting it in the tub.
Well, my hand is quite dry.
Yeah.
I just need to moisten my hand because, look, my hand is dry. So but there is a mystery afoot.
Yeah. So you put
So,
your hand in.
I put my hand in, re-moisten my pruny, awful little hand, and then I must go back to the mystery.
I need a pride roll to resist not going in the tub completely.
I got 1 hit.
You got 1 hit. Okay, you put it in and you think to yourself, wow, I'm doing a really good job of sticking to the mission and getting out there and doing my mission shit. And then you suddenly realize that you're in the tub wearing all your clothes and in the tub.
Oh boy.
Okay, let's cut a little bit forward at this point. You're still complaining on the couch to Love Child, who's now finished sewing Bodyblow back up, but has left him on the floor and is sitting a chair opposite you, drinking more of the ethanol alcohol. And I completely agree with you about everything you say. It's
Well
good to have
done,
an
well
educated
done.
conversation.
The
You-
stitches look nice. I want to see what's in your room, though, Love
No,
Child.
you'll never
I
see
think
what's in my room. It's for me and my eyes only.
I've showed you many dark corners of my factory.
Well, this corner is a private corner for me alone. Perhaps another time. Perhaps a time of victory, not of defeat.
I will
where
not
you-
forget this moment.
Well, perhaps I won't forget that you won't respect my privacy. You, through looking at the ushers, and you do discover that there are no extra people in the ledger from what you recall, what you observe, but also seeing that people edit the ledger. I'm not sure you know what that means. You make your, and at that point, do you meet them up in the penthouse?
Is Mary back yet?
Oh, right, yeah. Mary at some point definitely did come back.
Yeah,
At
and-
some point, and probably
and-
met you upstairs.
And is Professor Pisswood in fact still extant?
Oh, yeah. So, okay, that's a good point. So Mary does come back to you when you're in the, let's say you're with Frywinter in the main room, or you go and look for Mary. Mary comes back, arrives, and says, yes, I've got them detained. Florenzio is, apoplectic, upset. And Professor Pisswood is just also upset, but for different reasons. Do you want to talk to them?
Yeah, let's get the band back together first.
Okay. How do you want to do that? You want to go up to the penthouse?
That's where we last saw them heading.
Okay. So you go up to the penthouse. All right. They arrive and they meet you in the penthouse. You're still soaking in the tub when you hear the door open.
I scramble out of the tub as soon as I hear the door.
You stumble into the
I'm a little
room.
embarrassed that I was in the tub.
You're completely soaking wet.
Yes, as I should be.
And
Aren't they always soaking wet?
I mean, okay, so you don't notice any difference whatsoever. You notice the difference, however, Lieutenant Captain.
Egbert,
Hello.
did something happen?
My hand was dry.
The child
As
jumped
I've
in the
said
water.
several times, and no one helped me. So
Farmhand, please, be not.
my
Let the
hand is
children
now
do as they please.
as smooth
Good
and
God.
slick as it should be, and no longer a prune.
Well, hopefully your clothes will dry reasonably quickly.
Never.
I
Never
see.
be ashamed, Egbert, you fool child.
I like wet clothes.
So, as you are all talking in the room, behind you, in the doorway, walks up a familiar and not pleasant face, Lieutenant Captain. It is the disgusting visage of, where is it? Of Charlie Fox, the district head of the Root, the warden of Lockgate Prison, and the principal black bagger, steps up, flanked by two seedy-looking gentlemen wearing plain clothes. His face is still split down the jaw from the axe blow he suffered when he was a black bagger, stitched together badly, giving him a horrible lopsided look on the from the bottom side of his jaw, and his left eye still sewn shut with similar tough, thick lead.
Ah, Representative Fox.
Yes. Hello, Lieutenant Captain. I heard about your current position. I'm here to inquire about my old employee, Maxwelt.
Well, he's still standing. Well, not literally, but still alive.
Have you solved the mystery then?
Not quite yet.
Well, neither
but
of my men, but we're on it.
We're working on
You can leave whenever you'd like. My men are up to the task.
So what have your men found so far?
I'm not at liberty to say. You haven't been initiative. You have no right to ask me that question, Lieutenant Captain, but it is good
Even
to
though
see you.
You're well outside your jurisdiction, whereas here we're like well within.
Do we really need to talk about jurisdiction when there's assaults inside the round, my friend?
Well, I mean, it helps if we all cooperate as opposed to resolve our old relationships.
Well, all right, perhaps we can have a conversation, he says, and he walks into the room. Now, I think this is a good place to pause, to stop. It's almost 11 o'clock. We had those technical difficulties which cut us off by about a half hour. So why don't we go around and if everybody wants to say their little bit one more time before we wrap up for the evening. Starting with you. Go ahead, Lily.
Let's do it. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm Lily, and I play Valencia Annalise Montparnasse.
I'm Bryce, and I play Professor Archibald.
I'm Magnus, and I played the Lieutenant Captain. And I now know much more about the kind of troubles I might face in the future.
My name is Alec, and I played Professor Horsemaster, Professor Horsemaster Youngster Newborn.
Okay, I'm Egbert, and I'm not a professor.
And you're now comfortably wet again.
I'm very wet.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. We will be back next week
Perfectly wet.
with
Perfectly wet.
with the conclusion of Professor Pisswood. We have some clues, we have some idea, we have some theories, but will we actually get to the bottom of this mystery, or will it remain open forever?